Hello everybody. Today I will be building a Primaris Outrider, maybe two, depending on how much time I've got. I already built one of these on my own. I got a little impatient and there hasn't been much time for me to do a recording. And they are just so awesome. Look at them, they're huge. They've got the two bolters up front in classic biker style. And I have finally had a chance to sit down and read over all the rules. And when I first looked at the rules for these guys, I thought it was a joke because they are ridiculous. They have 4 wounds each. That's so crazy. It's a twin bolt rifle, so it's the same thing that intercessors use. And it's massive. I cannot get over how insanely huge these bikes are. It's just great. It's kind of got that Dark Knight style front where it doesn't, I don't know, like, normal bikes, these parts go up further so it can turn left and right, but this one, it maybe rotates like the Dark Knight's motorcycle. I don't know. But look at this. This is one of the old bikes. What? Bonkers. This is ridiculous. And I don't know if you've ever paid attention, but you can tell how old the old bike kit is by the bolters. It's got this little inset. Oh, that's horrible focus. 1 second. There we go. It's got a little kind of inset on the bolt or the barrel that goes back into it, where new bolters and more modern kits, the bolter barrel just kind of comes out of a flat surface. These guys are crazy old. And I remember being all kind of like, oh man, they look so much better on these bases than the thin circular ones. And then this guy comes along. Wow. So I am definitely going to be running some of these Outriders near a Thunderwolf Lord because, I mean, I hate to say it, but they kind of make Thunderwolves look kind of iffy. Well, Thunderwolves can bring Thunder Hammers, and that's what matters, and Wolf Claws. So let's get to building. I've got the other sprue right here. I haven't done much converting. If any, I think I accidentally trimmed off part of the bike just because it looked like a little stub. I think there's a piece right there that was supposed to stay, but I accidentally clipped it off. So when I build this next one, we will find out. Oh man. And if I'm lucky, I'll get to actually use these guys on the table sometime soon. Excuse me. I have to swap out my X-Acto blade. Between Death Guard, Space Wolves, and Demons, and Chaos Knights, I haven't had a chance to play my Wolves in 9th. And that's, online or in person, fully masked. Someone did suggest that I flip the needle around so the clog is pointing down, and I'll see if I can find out who that was so I can thank them properly if it works out. So let's see if it did dissolve the glue or if I can have a big old mess to deal with. Oh yeah, it did. That is fantastic. So fantastic. And I'm gonna turn my fan on really quickly here. Fits pretty well. Let's see. It was Half Lobster on YouTube. Gave me a suggestion to flip the pin. So about 5 minutes before I started working on this, I pulled it out, flipped it upside down, put the cap back on, quickly flipped it, and it worked great. That's fantastic. Okay, now we're getting these two big old crazy, oh, so cool. I've seen some people already start converting these bikes. I've seen all the pose conversions. It's definitely kind of got an Akira feel just because the big and the bulk. I've seen a Dark Knight style conversion, and that was where they took this part and they they kind of angled it down and extended it up. So the bike raised up a little bit, but made more sense for a, I guess, old Terran mentality of how bikes work. This is Primaris technology. We can't understand what Call has thought up, or whoever made these. It's obviously beyond our knowledge, so just go with it. It's cool. That's unfortunate. Just like bikes of old, mold lines on the tire. Well, bikes of old didn't necessarily have the mold lines. They had misalignment because the tires got snapped together, which I guess is kind of good. This one doesn't. But I'm just going to go in and give those all a nice scraping with my X-Acto knife. Brush it out a little. I don't know about all of you, but I use the top fifth of my X-Acto blades so much more than the rest. Maybe the bottom third and the top fifth. For big chunks, yeah, bottom one, and then everything else gets the top. And maybe a year ago, I bought 100 of these Z11 X-Acto blades online. They are insanely sharp, very dangerous if used to standard X-Acto blades, but if you can get your hands on some, I think I spent like $30 for 100, and it's just great to not worry about it. That was a few years ago, and I still have, I don't know, 70, 80? There we go. They even work okay on resin, like Forge World stuff and third-party bits. They don't work on 3D printed resin. I do some 3D printing. Here's some Apocalypse tokens I've made. Nothing really works on 3D printed resin that well. It just kind of dusts off. It's a tricky material. All right. So I'm gonna stick these guys together. Try to follow instructions better than I have in the past. That is a lot of surface area. So I'm just dragging that tip. Trying to let it rest a little bit more in wider surfaces to make sure to get a connection. And hit the inside of each pin slot. All right, tire one going on. There we go. That looks a bit better. And smooth, easy. I am sorry that I didn't get all these done before Indomitus dropped. I had this vision when I started these that every day I'd upload a video or two to help hype everyone up a little bit. Oh, there's a small alignment thing. Because I love this hobby. I love, just being excited about it with other people is fantastic for me. It is the absolute top part of the hobby, is being surrounded by other people who enjoy it just as much as I do, where there's, even if it's bad dice rolls, we're still having a good time. If it's great dice rolls, you're happy for your opponent. All right, I'm not going to put this guy's head on because I got, where is that thing? Big old bin of Space Wolf heads. We got some Forge World in there. We got some easy build. Look at this. MK3. I got fancy dudes. And here we go. Oh, bam. We clip this guy off. We're going to give him, if it fits, a 30K Forge World head. These things are awesome. I don't know if it's easy to tell, but he's kind of got a little snarl going on, little tooth sticking out. So I'm gonna just clip you into the head bin. Boom, done. Okay, because that's the next thing we're gonna do is E30, 29, 31. 31, boom, 29. Slightly lesser boom. And over on the backup sprue, 30. clean these guys a little bit. So, I also didn't really have a chance to talk about the releases this week, or weekend. There was a big old preview, and they showed something that makes me a little bit sad, but I'm not, I'm never, ever going to flip the table on the hobby. It's just too big of a part of my life. It's really relaxing, and doing these videos has been great. But Space Wolves, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and I think Death Watch, I'm not sure about Grey Knights, I doubt it, are all becoming supplement chapters. If you're watching, you're probably aware that all of those armies I listed off have their own books. Once upon a time, I know one of them didn't have a codex. Space Wolves got a book, like 3rd edition. I think Blood Angels were before anyone else. And then there was just like, hey, Space Marines. But in October, when the new codex comes out, it's just going to be Space Marines. And then an unknown time after that, we're going to get supplements for all the other chapters like there are now for the more codex compliant chapters, which is a fancy way of saying the boring chapters. Sorry guys, you don't ride giant wolves, you're boring. But seriously, they are really cool chapters. But I really prefer my giant axe-wielding barbarian space wolves to anything else. So the reason that makes me a little sad is because there's Thunderwolves, there's Wolfen, Fenrisian Wolves. Let me look over that case. Wolfen Dreadnoughts, there's all these specific things. And I kind of worry that they're slowly being pushed to the wayside as the story moves forward. What's next? This guy just sits on the bike. As the story moves forward, I worry that short old squatty Marines will, maybe 10 years from now, no longer have a place on the tabletop. That fits in really snug. And to kind of compensate for that, I have been working on this conversion. It is my Thunderwolf with Crate Axe Hammer, or Hammer Axe, which was a thing, a Thunderwolf Lord, but he's Primaris. And several Indomitus minis were sacrificed for this kit. So this is my hope that instead of just tossing all the unique units like Sanguinary Guard to the curb and everyone gets like the Salamanders treatment where here's your book and here's your character, have fun. Instead we get Primaris upgrades of existing things. And if you're wondering about the different colors here, I do swap bits a lot. So sometimes I end up with pieces for kits that may be less than legitimate. There's a bunch of green stuff to get the pose right. But you gotta use what you can use, what you got handy. If you ever have a chance to go to a bit swap, do it. They're tons of fun. Okay, next up, just putting the legs on. What do we have here? 5 and 6? That is this guy. Pretty straightforward. And oh, there it is. I got sprue blindness. All right, so the one I'm assembling right now is a helmet on a side, mag locked to his side, which, reading more of the Horus Heresy, I've come to the conclusion that all the times I just glued a random like bolter or something to a leg or back or belt of one of my old Marines and said, yeah, whatever, it works. That's just mag locked. I didn't know that was a thing when I was younger. Whoa. Okay. This piece is very flimsy. The only point of connection is right down there near the toe. And it is very tiny. So don't hold the back when you're going to trim these 2 bits of slag. Sorry for the interruption. My phone died. I accidentally unplugged it when I got up earlier. Okay, where was that? I think I was saying that there's a very thin part. You can see a little wiggle. Woo! When you clean off these gates, just make sure you hold the base. And 1 down, 2 down. There we go. Let's hope my phone charges faster than this charger cable, or than the video consumes the battery. I'll do the same to the other side. Excuse me. So, rules for these guys. Big, bulky, super huge bikes. I cannot get over how much bigger they are than the old bikers. And I loved my Swift Claws. Actually, I think I made these guys as Wolf Guard, but magnets are life. They are, hold on. Excuse me. So they're 2 attacks base, which is normal for Primaris, 3 attacks on the Sergeant. Right now we have no idea if they're going to get special weapons. Oh, hey, there's that part I clipped off. So, right there, right under that gate, there's a little bump. That bump is part of the kit. So the first one, you can see, I accidentally just clipped it off. I'm going to assemble it with it on, and then see if it's noticeable that it's gone. If it's not, I'll, leave them on. If it's very obvious that one of my bikes is missing a piece, I'll either cut them all off or throw some wolf skulls on the front, because that is a lot of nice open real estate for converting. So, they've got an Astartes Chainsword, which is an additional attack, just like the Assault Intercessors. Let's get this on here. It's crazy that the head, or the leg is all attached to this. And look at this. Hold on. Okay, there are points of connectivity. Oh no. The curse of dry fitting. There we go. Put a little glue right here. So they're at 3 attacks, just kind of standing around loitering outside of the convenience store. When they charge, they go to 4, but wait, they have devastating charge. Now I know this is the Indomitus sheet, so these rules could change in October. I think Games Workshop said don't use the Indomitus box stats for war gear across other things, but you know what? This is what we got. So they have devastating charge. If this unit makes a charge move, add 2 to the attack characteristics of the model until the end of the turn. And they have Angels of Death. My first instinct was, that's fine. That's just making up for the fact that they don't have Angels of Death. So they got to get those extra attacks in. No, Angels of Death currently is a bonus attack when you are charged, or heroically intervene. We all know this. We all love this. So, if you get 1 bike just out and about, cat hair everywhere. Goodness. Whoa. 1 bike, and you rev up your engine. You charge headfirst into a unit of orcs. Oh no, I missed clipping a piece right up there. How did I miss that? There. Oh, that's a tricky one. There we go. Don't point that at your eye. Oh, squish it tight. If you charge in, no, it looks okay. Oh, at the bottom. Yeah. That's where you gotta squeeze it. A little bit better. I'll figure that out. Sand it. One normal guy. 2 attacks. Chainsword. Angels of Death. And devastating charge. 6 attacks. Weapon skill 3. Strength 4. AP 1. 1 damage. That's bonkers. That is so bonkers. I'm gonna put it on the base so I can hold the base while I assemble the rest of it, which There's not much left. Oh, what am I to put the handlebar on? I jinxed myself. I said I was following instructions and I'm not. Well, I'm sure we can make this work. We kit bash. We can make anything work. Excuse me. It's looking like, due to my phone dying, I'm not going to have a chance for another upload. I am currently have a Horse Heresy era RPG scheduled for about a half hour from now. You don't even put the arm on. Alright, we're gonna go a little brute. It's the, I want to say the Dark Heresy, where you're supposed to play as everyone's a traitor legion, except we're doing it as loyalist. Nope, that's too much. Whoa. Alright, crossing my fingers here. And it's been a good time. It definitely makes me appreciate the simplicity of the tabletop game, because that RPG is crazy. Ooh, mold line. Crunchy. Everything's a D100 and so many stats upon stats upon stats upon stats upon stats. But I play a Space Wolf with a Casteer pattern chainsword, or chain axe, which is a gargantuan chain axe that does work. Alright. Make sure that I have this on. That's not going anywhere. Well, it's not staying anywhere. So doing this all sorts of out of order. Watch it and dip me in the bud. Ah, yeah. Excellent. Whoa, big old drop. I'm gonna just drop that right in there. And right there. Okay, crisis averted. Yeah, I don't like that gap. Tamaya Thin was suggested. I think I have somewhere around here. But you know, I've got shady Ziploc bag full of Space Wolf bits, so I'll cover it up with something. All right. Now the other arm, which is holding a... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, they not only have a twin bolt rifle that is rapid fire 2, just like a Stormbolter. So, you know, 4 shots at 12 inches. I'm sorry, 4 shots at 15 inches. But they have a heavy bolt pistol, so they could shoot that in combat. That makes it more like 7 attacks at... Oh, geez. That's bonkers. In a good way. It's bonkers in a good way because I have the unit. If it was Eldar, it'd be bonkers in a bad way. Stinking elves. Ugh. Get that nice and snug. And because I'm about to glue a photo resin bit, I'll bust out the Gorilla Glue. Because plastic glue will just make a mess of the plastic and maybe this will stick, but I found that Gorilla Glue works really dang well with it. So I'll put a little droplet on, and I'm realizing that, ooh, it's not going to work. Too much facial hair. Wipe that off, and I'm going to dig through this head bin and find, here we go, Angry Dude. Clip off that gate. Do the same thing. Don't dry fit it first because, come on, we're Space Wolves. Oh, Adrian. And boomer. There we go. So if you hadn't ever seen the Forge World 30K chapter specific heads, and all the helmets actually work really well on Primaris. I'm super happy with it. Actually, here's the exact same head on a Primaris Lieutenant that I've done some minor conversions on. I gave him a Frost Claw. I used the cape from the upgrade kit, the shoulder from the upgrade kit, I guess Power Fist, and a Forge World Legion head. and I haven't decided what to do with his axe yet. He's got Volkite, not done being painted, but very... I should be excited to finish him. Haven't really done much painting. Okay. We got 20-30 minutes left. That is an Outrider. Bam. You're in a Thunderwolf Lord with the Wolfenstone, Saga of the Wolf, Beast, Saga of the +1 attack, giving these guys an extra bonus. Oh yeah, you can see how this one didn't quite go together as well. I'll figure that out. And these guys will just have way too many attacks. Oh, and 14 inches, so they're going to leave this guy behind in the dust. All right. Thank you for watching. Your comments and just your kind words mean so much to me. And I'm very glad that I can give you guys something to listen to or watch. And hopefully I'll be doing this for a long time. Have a nice evening.